this is episode 4 or 5 of Unplugged on the Indian marketplace. So today we are here with Gaurav Singh. He has 71 international caps for India. He's had a long 13-year career in the I-League, the ISL. Just started coaching in the second division of the I-League currently. So, and also recently, I believe one of your players was called up for the under-19 India squad, right? And he's come in the news and credited you. So, I mean, that must have been a great achievement in the second year of your coaching career. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, his name is Shreyas. He was very much with us for the last about 1.5 years, and the recently concluded I-League. He was called upon to be part of the Indian Aero squad. So he was. I think he got quite a number of games in the I-League with Indian Aeros. That's how I think he got a call up for the under-19 the Provinces again. So yeah, I think I'm very happy for him. I think he deserves it, and it's a really good player. Good talent, good boy, and hardworking. So I just hope that he make the best out of this opportunity that's coming his way now.
Yeah, so also I believe when you started your coaching career, you had an interview where you stated that you had an opportunity to go into the ISL, the top division, but you've decided to go with Bengaluru United, where the head coach is, of course, someone you work with, and I mean, you met at an EFCA coaching course, I believe I read. So, I mean, and it's clearly a very youth-oriented football club there at Bengaluru United. Your goalkeeper also, I believe, has come out in the news and said that you're doing a very good job of promoting the youth. So can you speak a little about the culture at the club?
I think as you mentioned about Richard Hood, who is the head coach. As you know, the football fraternity is really small. It's a small world. Of course, we know each other from from a very long time. But I think we get close to each other. I think this was towards the end of 2019 when I went to participate to get my licenses. Get my A license. So he was the second instructor there. That's how I think we got to know each other more closer, and maybe just found out that there's a lot of things that we sort of have the similarity when it comes to coaching. Let's put it that way, or rather our thought process when it comes to football. So. This opportunity came up. He came up to me and said, this is a project that is coming our way in Bangalore, and would you like to come and join him and part of George? So that's how the whole started with him. But again, that's why I said since you mentioned about the very youth-oriented team or the squad that we try to assemble, I think it's because we both very much agree to the not. It's just always youth, but I think the kind of style of play that we wanted to have, I think the boys we have, or they suit more to the kind of style of play that we want to have. So, I think we're happy with the boys. We're happy with the kind of squad that we have now, and long as the boys are happy, that's more important, because we need to have a good dressing room, healthy dressing room. So. It's not about what we want to do. It's more about when we see the squad, when you see the strength and the weaknesses of the because you can have a lot of philosophy, you can have a kind of style of play, but all again depends on what sort of players and quality and talent that you have. So I think that decides what kind of football you want to play. So I think we have certain things in our mind that how we want to play, but having the squad, having the boys that we somehow manage to assemble, dictates how we are going to play. So in a way, I think we are very much on the right direction. And we're fine now.
Yeah. So obviously, with the youth, you must be a very high tempo, quick ball movement type of team, right? So is this also influenced by your club's partnership with Sevilla from Spain, who also play in a similar way?
Not really, because Sevilla just came in the partnership with Sevilla. I think just came in the last maybe about a year now. But I think our work already started about 2 years. It's been 2 years now. So like I said again, definitely when it comes to philosophy, I mean, we are not very much into philosophy. We would rather say the kind of football we want to play. But yes, we want to play a good attacking football. We want to play, with like good attacking, high tempo football. But the thing again, that's how you want to play. But you need to have a team for that to do that. So that's why I said it's all subject to the kind of squad you have dictate or define, or kind of. Rather than dictate to what kind of football you want to play. So, like I said, we want to play good football, high tempo, aggressive football. So Savia, of course, came in later, but yeah, we were very much clear with how we want to play. So kind of happy that again we have the squad to do that.
Yeah, and so I think you were on the brink of promotion or fighting for promotion when the second division was stopped due to COVID. So, I mean, how was that experience? And also,
I think.
So I think on the internet, I was not able to find whether the next season has started or not. Is it still just completely halted in the second division?
So I think it was early 2019 that we were playing the group stage, and we were very much in the stage where in a good position to qualify to the playoffs. So then again the lockdown started. This was something about last year, and everything stopped. Then again we have to restart again. So the last year we had this qualifier which we couldn't qualify, but we had a decent show, decent display from the team. But again, it wasn't easy. I mean, we have to change the entire team, restart again. But the kind of momentum we had in early in the season, that has to stop again. So it was again unfortunate what's happening, kind of situation that we are in today. But but we have already started preparing for, assuming that the second division qualifier will be in the month of either July or August. So we have about a month and a half, but again, because everything is stopped now because of the lockdown again. But again, at least whatever happens, whatever comes our way, we are at least trying to prepare. So we are very much in touch with the boys, and it's not easy to keep them active when they are home. Football is all about, again, training on the pitch. No matter how much you try to give a trick and try to tell them what to do or not to do, it's not going to be the same. So, but yeah, we are very much hopefully the qualifier will be in next 2 months' time.
Yeah, also I wanted to ask, since you've had to wait this long for it to restart, but at the same time the ISL took place in November, like what are your feelings on that tournament? How was it? Like, what did you think about it when it was first announced, and have your feelings changed, especially with the proposed merger that was supposed to start this upcoming season? So what do you think out of the tournament?
I'm not sure about the merger, because merger, I don't think so that the merger thing equation is completely out the window as of today, because I think going by the roadmap that the AFC, the AIFF, and the clubs agreed upon is from 2023-24, if I'm not wrong, the season the champion of the I-League will qualify or promoted to ISL directly, on merit. So that's how it's going to be. So they will have the hierarchy now. It's already that ISL is already the top league in the country as a first tier, and the second tier will be I-League is going to be the support, like the second league in the country. So there is not going to be any kind of merger, but it will be the ISL and the I-League. But yeah, I think what's happening so far, I think we are very much on track, I would say. I mean, yes, there's a lot of work to do, but still the kind of what AISL has brought in the last 7 years, there's a lot of there are a lot of positives.
Right. So, and you're someone who's played in both leagues, of course. So, like, did you find any difference in the culture of the clubs in the ISL and the I-League?
Not culture, I would say the system, because both the two league, the major difference, when it comes to the two league, it's like ISL is something new, came in with a lot of promises, in terms of trying to make available about the resources, about the support system, about the infrastructures, quite a lot of. So I think we all have seen in the last 7 years in terms of training ground availability, about the quality of training, about the quality of the match stage, the pitch. I'm talking purely from the football perspective, and also the support staff. And as a support staff, there's a lot of things which been taken care of when it comes to the ISL. So, but yes, I-League again is been there for the last many decades, and I-League has been the what do you call it? The mainstay in Indian football for so many years, and maybe going forward, I-League will be, again, as I mentioned earlier, also that will be continue supporting Indian football in the best way possible. But again, there will be that the hierarchy for the ISL will be the top tier, and the I-League. But the difference is, again, the other one, it's a lot of more resources, more backroom staff, more support system. There are more infrastructure wise. So I think there will be some differences will always there in both the league. But I think both the league are working towards the development for the Indian football. So I hope that Indian football benefits from both the league, because they're going to be again, like I said, keep supporting going forward.
Yeah, of course, like you were more of a veteran when you started playing in the ISL, but do you think the inclusion of like more international players is sort of helpful to the younger players in getting more exposure?
It helps. It helps. I think it's my own like personal observation. We talk about the ISL. I've been part of many dressing rooms when it comes to teams in the I-League and in the Indian team. But what I felt, and my realization is that like the kind of experience and expertise, or the individual experiences that some of these like foreign players, some of the individuals who played at a good level or at a high level, because we heard about them, but we never had the opportunity to train, to live. Some of them, this I'm talking about the early, in the initial few years in the ISL, and there was a lot of there was a lot of expectation. There was a lot of people who are curious to know how this ISL or the league is going to turn out. So that my observation and realization is, once you started to train and when all these big or the names coming in and be part of the league, and like second training and living and every day with them, you just realize that they are no different to any other player like us. It's just that they got more opportunity and they were there right up there in the top league. But when they're here, in terms of preparation, in terms of everything about the preparation, pre-post game training, is the same, and they are like any other players. And I think that goes as a kind of a little a good feeling. That's saying that gives us also put us in a like, okay, there's not much difference in terms of everything. So that open up more for us to like, okay, we can. I think gives us more hope also that we can achieve more. We can work harder. We can. I think they are no different guys. They are like any other athlete, and they are really good. And that. I think there's a kind of little good feeling, and also I don't say the confidence, but the good feeling that we get, that kind of the belief that we get also that, okay, there's no difference. So that sort of a mental little thing in your mind, it's gone now. So it's we all are more or less at the same page, in the you got it, what I'm trying to say. So I think
it's not a thing of talent as much as that.
Talent probably will differentiate you. Talent is something that you cannot buy, but like I talk about the mental, because we don't know, like I said again, say players who are playing in the Premier League or in the La Liga. I've seen this facility. We gone there as Indian team, trained there, seen their facilities, but I don't know honestly. But I've been part of some. Say I was in Denmark for a few months, but I have seen it's different to play against them, and it's different again to be part of that dressing room, living and doing things every day in and out together. That's different again, right? So all those things, the good thing about ISL was we brought everything, that culture, the system, everything we brought in here, and gave us the opportunity for all our players to experience that. And suddenly that good feeling I'm talking about, that realizing that, okay, there's no difference. Difference, it maybe we talk about that level of the league, or we talk about the intensity, we talk about the talent, the speed. That is something we need to work separately. But when it comes to the mental thing, that they are the same players. I think we almost speak the same language. When it comes to football, the preparation, like I said again, pre-post training or the match is the same. They're like any other athlete, any other football player, and we all get along so well. I mean, we had a great season. Even the first season in Chennai, or even the couple of seasons that I was part of, we really had I get along with most of them, or not all of them. I mean, we are all, as a professional, we are busy in our own way, and preparing for the game, for the training. So yeah, that's why I said that realizing, the good feeling, that mental unsurety, I would say, or unknown thing that we used to have in our mind, what sort of dressing it would be, or it must be, that thing is gone now. So I think that it's kind of an open up for us to believe that we just need to work harder, work on the areas where we need to do better, and
So you spoke about the international players, having more opportunities. That's an issue in India to an extent, right? That younger players don't get opportunities, but that's of course opening up more now. Like the Under-17 World Cup happened, of course, and there's clubs like yours at Bengaluru United, which at the lower divisions even are giving great infrastructure and coaching. So how do you believe that Indian football can take the next step? And do you believe the Under-17 World Cup has had any positive impact that happened in India?
Yes, very much. As a nation, we need to host such mega event. I would say not just football, but I think for other discipline as well. I think one thing. I think first, number one, I think what it teach you is we never done it, but when you do it, hosting such event, like that experience, it stays here in our country, within our people. That is purely, I'm talking about off the pitch as well, and also on the pitch. It's a world stage. Is the biggest event. For example, when you talk about the Under-17 World Cup, that's the highest tournament or event that any under-17 years old boy or girl can dream about. So you didn't miss. So when you are 17 years old, you didn't miss that. So that will definitely help them going forward. So I think that's impact that will happen on the pitch. Off the pitch, I said again, it draws a lot of attention from all over the world as a nation, or from the sporting point of view as well. Everyone who's participating, the countries participating, or even the football fraternity, the whole attention goes to the country. That can we do it, or can we do it, or are we ready to do it, or a lot of things. So that's one part. On the pitch, like I said again, the exposure, the experience, and I think the results which you already we can see, like today, many of those boys from the Under-17 squad are doing very good. I mean, they're doing very good in the ISL, in the I League. Many of them are clocking. They are like they're now 20 years old, 20 or 21 years old now, and many of them are clocking quite a good number of playing times. And even in the ISL, Suresh has done really well. Dheeraj eventually, not just I'm talking about these boys, but many boys who have done very well. So I think the result is there for us to see.
So 2026, 48 teams. Do you think we can make it? Do you think India will be there?
India, that's a good question, but I'm hopeful, because those under-16 boys, they have done. I mean, even the under-16 boys in the last before lockdown, couple of tours, couple of friendlies, they have done well, and I hope that once qualifiers start and they do, because it's not going to be easy to qualify, because you are trying to be the best, say, top 6 teams from the whole 45 countries. I mean, the members in Asia. So you are still you're competing for the top 5 or the top 7. So it's not going to be easy, but you have to. I mean, as a now I think they have realized that how big it was, how good and important it was for them if they can make it. So I hope the young boys, they work hard, and there's no way. I mean, the belief has to be there. As someone like me, play the game and sing from outside, I want them to believe, and I believe that they can do it. They can do it. It's just a matter of like they need to believe that. And yes, there's some luck factors there, but they just have to believe that they can do it. And otherwise, what's the point then if you don't believe that you can qualify?
Yes, yeah. So also, I believe you have scored a goal against United Arab Emirates in like a big game in one of the World Cup qualifiers. Unfortunately, I believe we ended up losing that tie. But like as a centre back in 71 appearances, you have 6 goals or 7 goals. The two sources were giving different information. First, can you clarify which one is right?
I mean, that's not something I give too much of importance, but I think six goals. I think that I
because Wikipedia is saying it's 7 and transfer.
Someone told me also, but I think it's a 6 goals.
6 goals. I mean that 6 for a centre back. That's a lot in 71 games. And I think in about the same games in the I League, you had only 1 goal. So, like, did your level increase that much? Is it like a higher level of injury when you're playing? Not injury, sorry, energy. I mean, when you're playing in that India shirt, that gives you that extra push to play at a higher level. Of course, your job is not to score goals, but I mean, it's pretty impressive to score that.
Yeah. I never thought from that angle. But see, I think the responsibility remains the same. My primary duty or job is to help defense, to help the defense. I mean, like come out.
Those are like almost Sergio Ramos numbers, like 1 goal every 11 games for a centre back. Very high.
No, it was. Honestly, let's put it this way. It gives you a lot of confidence, to be honest. Like I said, again, primary job is to defend, help the team get clean sheet after 90 minutes. That's the biggest joy you get. I don't care whether you score a goal or you get a man of the match, but the best feeling is because you are preparing even towards the end of the game, towards 90 minutes, you're already thinking about the next game in a sense. I need to get out. Even I prefer winning 1-0. Rather 4-2 or 3-1, that 1 goal to 3 points. Yeah. So this clean is something that, like I said again, it gives you a lot of joy. Defending is something that I love doing it. So those goals, I work hard. I mean, I think a lot of credit goes to coaches that I played under for those particular games because all those goals, I think, as far as I remember, I couldn't recollect everything, but. I think all of them came from set pieces. So either it was a free kick or the corner. So for whoever the coaches that I play under, to put the trust on me, at least during the set pieces for me to go, to the opponent's penalty area, and just do the job. And you feel good. Like I said again, it gives you a lot of confidence. But I didn't have that many number of goals in the league. But I played a lot of league games in my career. But maybe it's not that. I don't know. I never thought maybe it was. I don't know. I don't have a very accurate answer now. But played so many games, and I think won a lot of domestic title as well during my playing career.
At Churchill?
Sorry?
At Churchill Brothers?
Yeah, Churchill, we won a lot of trophies as well. But again, I played. Yeah, Churchill, even Mahindra, Dempo, we won the league, we won the cup. But, I was, just started playing my professional career then. But, maybe we were just too busy defending, just focusing on because it wasn't like you are not scoring and either you're not winning, but we are winning. So probably we're just too busy, just focusing on
So you spoke about your love of defending. Like, at what stage of your career like early stage of your career, when did you decide that that's what you want to do on the pitch?
I think that is something very important. Like to any player, that is what something I keep telling to the youngsters, even the players in my team, and also any youngsters who reach out to me asking about, like how and when did you decide like you wanted to play as a defender, or you decide to play center back? Why not right back or left back or whatever, any position? So I think all of us, any aspiring football player, young player, I think it's important for you to realize, and the sooner the better for you to also identify and realize that what is your strength and weaknesses. It's good to see when some of the good players scoring a lot of goals, but if you don't have the talent, you can fancy about it, but you don't have the talent. If you want to be a player and you don't have that scoring skill and you are more to be a defender, then better you realize and just stick to.
Also has like the fluidity in positions in the international game, like for example Trent Alexander-Arnold being a centre mid at the youth level and then becoming a right back in the Liverpool squad. Do you think that's reached India as well, that sort of notion of being able to play around the pitch, every player having to have basic ball skills?
No, that is what I'm saying. The good part about is today we have so many young coaches who are open to explore all the theories that's available on the market, let's put it that way, because that's why I said the thing is for the boy to have, but he or she needs to listen to at least a couple of people, right? Or the coach or the mentor or the parents or the seniors, whoever, like who he or she believe will give the honest feedback or honest ideas. So the sooner the better, instead of wasting time, sooner the better for you. Like I said, you talk about, say, Trent, for example, Trent you're talking about, so he started in the midfield, but whoever, I'm pretty sure that, probably one or two might just came up to him and like, okay, this is right back, this probably suits you better. So at some point you need to settle down with one of the position, right? Okay, you can have an alternative position, which is always good for any coach to have player who can play in different positions. But you as a player, you need to be sure that you need to. It's like you need to sell yourself that what are you good at, right? Yeah. So for you, I cannot go tomorrow and say, okay, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, and you're never good in anything then. So you need to have one particular position which you are very comfortable and good at. Yeah. So that's why I said for any player, it's important for you to be always reaching out to the people. I said to coaches, or so what do they think about his when they see him training in the training, then about his that physical, mental, all those aspects I'm talking about. So then the sooner the better for you to realize, and then probably will never become your strength. So now how you want to go about it? So you identify that this is my strength, and work on it, make it sharp, keep working, polish, sharpen it, and make it like so good that that can be probably your survival tool going forward. So
personally, what is your first memory on a football pitch? Like, when did you realize you had the skill to go and play professionally and play for India?
See, when growing up in Manipur, because football is very much part of the culture there, and you always ended up playing. But in my case, I think when I was in my 10th class, I got the opportunity to attend a football trial with Tata Football Academy. So I got a selection eventually, and so since then I never looked back. But that is my like I said again, it was easy for me to get attracted.
Yeah, but even prior to the trial, was there any moment or something you did on a football pitch or a certain match where you were just like, yes, I can go ahead and do this?
The one thing, I strongly believe, like I said, the kind of game that when I see, you don't know that you going to be representing country at some point. You don't know that. You're only thinking about, you don't know even that are you going to make football a career. You don't know. But like I said again, of course I love playing. I watched a lot of games when I was in school. Like I said, I used to go out in the evening to play, but even today I follow that, and I strongly believe that the kind of like football, for example, football is pretty simple. It's us that who we make it complicated, rather. It's not easy as well, because maybe it might be not the case with everyone, but in my case, I know my limitation. I'm not the quickest defender. I'm not the strongest center back. Or so what do I do? So for me, like I said again, to survive for the 10-15 years, not the strongest defender, not the tallest, or not the quickest. But that is something that I know when I was in high school. I was not the fastest or the quickest, but I somehow, of course, as you go forward, I met a number of coaches, and one of the coach helped me that I need to better I go and learn to play center back. That's happened later in my career, but I have realized that my limitation early on my career, and but I have to find a way to survive, right? So that is when I need to understand the game better. That's why I said, like for example, say I'm playing against a very 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 quick center forward, and I'm the center back now, and if I have to think from his perspective, and what he's going to look is, look for the space and where he can just outrun me. But if I'm going to just sorry, getting a little technical, but if I'm going to trap into his plan, where that I'm going to let him just always have him his space and outrun me, then I don't think so I would be making anywhere, right? So the question is here, so what do I do now? So question is like before, so it's a game of football, so he can only do those running only when he has the ball. So probably before he have the ball, I probably have to drop back before few meters. So all those calculations about the reading the game, be at the right time, the right place, the anticipation, understanding the game better. So I think that was the only thing which I sort of realized that is only way for me to survive, or will give me the only chance to survive. I cannot sprint.
This outlook on the game has also helped you become such a success.
No, that's the only way. That's why I said that's the only way. Like I said, yeah, looking back.
The moment when, even before playing professionally, when you're seeing the game like this, of course, you must be a very good coach, obviously.
No, but that's why I said you don't know. But when I look back, that's the only way, because I cannot. Like I said, I cannot. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the quickest. But I have to find a way. I'm fine. But
how was the feeling, despite not being physically the best player, when you finally got your call up for India the first time?
I played for Bihar in the sub-junior nationals, and our team, we won the sub-juniors. Then we won. We were the champions, and then the journey started from there. We were called up for the under-17 India camp. That's how my journey. So it wasn't easy, but it was fun because you love it. You have the passion, and there was no way that you are very clear about what you want to do, and because you want to make football a career. So you were already in TFA. You were training every day. Eventually, like no matter how much theory and whatever you talk about, eventually, what people understand in the game is winning. You win, then you survive. If you don't win, people don't remember you. And even that's a very, I think, even for the players, even for the coach, I think for anyone, if you win, then you have a way. So probably, I think, very early on we were taught, and also we are, pushed to that kind of situations where we have to find our way to survive. I mean, just give you a quick instance. An example here. I talk about that I play for Bihar. So whenever we represent Bihar, you will always find, I'm talking about then, those early 2000s when I was in TFA. I don't know about today, but so whenever we have a squad of 15, 16 players representing sub-juniors or juniors, and because Jamshedpur was in Bihar then, not in Jharkhand, so you will always find like half of the players are from TFA. Okay, so people expect us to. So there's two ways to look about it. Many states they come to the tournament with a mentality or with a mindset that, happy to represent your state and being part of the tournament. So for us, that was not the case. For us, we know that we're going to be representing Bihar, but for us, is are you going to win or not? So if you don't win, it's like a very unsaid truth that if you don't win, there will be some players who are going to win the championship. So it only proved that they are better than you or few of you. So if you don't win, they are going to take our place.
Yeah.
You got it right. Yeah. So we don't have, so we are always put in a situations where we are 7, 8 of us. We will travel with the team, with the Bihar. We're happy to wear the jersey for Bihar because we train and we live there. So we go.
Sure, it must have been a great experience, like away from home, you win a trophy at that young age. But like over the course of your professional career, what would you say was the greatest moment for you?
First thing again, because I mentioned about those winning the sub-junior championship with Bihar, those are I think breaking the ice, opening up a lot of things mentally as well, and also it's more like you're already putting your leg, and there's no going back, and either you go back or you just have to find a way to survive through and through. So that was a few moments, I would say. Then your moment with call up for the national team for the under 17, because everything was happening in the span of a year, so you were at home just any other player, and you were in TFA. Then within a few months' time, you have to go and participate for in the nationals, then call up for the national team for the youth. And those are very, I think, big moments for me. And then again, you had your struggles. You were there for a few years in the academy. Once you, after you pass out, you join clubs, senior clubs, being part of the senior dressing room. You struggle for your playing time. You had a difficult period, like for a few years. And once you make it, once you establish yourself, those journeys were difficult. But then I was playing as a defensive midfield. Then the national team coach Bob Houghton took me to the 2006 Asian Games under 23, and I played my first 3 games. Even in the club, I played as a defensive midfield. But Bob decided, or he saw whatever in me that he said centre back will probably suit you the better. So I played my 3 international 90 minutes in Doha in Asian Games. That's how. So those are the
huge compliment from your coach to put you at centre back. When you said
it was a big I think big decision from him. I mean, you were just going with the flow. You have no clue. Today I can look back and I can think about a lot of things, and I don't know whether it's applicable or not. But for me, when I look back, I was just going with the flow. Whatever the coach asked me to do, I was doing it. But those are the big moments. I think if I look back, those are big turning points for me. Then again, making a senior debut for the national team.
Had you ever thought about it before the coach suggested it to you? Like, maybe I should be playing at centre back?
You were looking. Then you were not regular in the clubs. You were playing you're getting some playing times, but you were still looking to establish yourself. What position suits the better? Even I don't know. Even I didn't know then. So, like I said, the coach stepping up and telling you. I started and all those international games and Asian games were the big games against Iran, against Maldives, against Myanmar, as far as I remember. Those 90 minutes, and I played all the 3 games, 90 minutes. And when I look back today, the reason why I'm talking now, if you ask this question then during the Asian games, I will not know what to answer to that. But today when I look back, those are big moments for me in my career. Against everything.
Yeah, playing such big games like for Bihar, like you said, you were playing with people from the same academy. Was it like a big shock for you when you finally went to the national team, like people you've not met before traveling internationally? Or you were just there to play your football and it was the same thing for you?
Yeah, but that's a beauty of the game, because you are taught and you are always put in the situations where you will always meet new teammates from different states. So I think it just maybe just once it will happen, but from the second time it just become part of your journey, part of your preparation, part of your lifestyle. You don't really think about it. That those are never an issue and never a problem, because you can't really think about it. There are bigger things for you to worry. But those are because tomorrow if you play for your country, then you'll have a lot of teammates coming from different clubs, different states, and you are fighting for one goal, and that's to win matches. And that's all what we do. And like I said again, speak the same language, and everyone's keeping their individual agendas, always working towards winning matches.
So I think it's been a great discussion. So last question before we end this. You've obviously had a very long career. So if you were to pick a 5-a-side team, who are the 5 players you've played with that you would pick? And 5 players across the course of history, any 5 players, like 2 separate teams.
You mean Indian players?
Anywhere you've played, like ISL, I-League, India, who are the 5 players you would pick for a 5-a-side team besides yourself, of course? And any 5 players over the course of history who you would pick in your 5-a-side team?
Okay. I mean Indian players because I'll pick goalkeeper Subroto. I'll just pick the players who I played with. That's Subroto, then Mahesh Gaule as a defender, Baichung as a striker. So 3 now. It's 2 more to pick.
1 more. You're in the team, of course.
Okay. What was it? Sunil. Yeah.
Right. And you don't want to pick international players?
I think there's too many teammates that I played.
Who you enjoy watching the most then? 5 players.
Like international player?
Yeah.
Not that I played with, but of course when I started watching or playing football, I mean, some of these names were, I don't know if you have now probably have seen in YouTube, but like Brazilian Ronaldo,
of course, yeah.
Zidane, Maldini, David Beckham, John Terry. I think quite a name. And there's a lot of them.
John Terry came into the era which our generation was watching also. Long career.
Yeah. But the best player I think that I would say is, I mean, all these players they are all legends. But the Brazil Ronaldo striker, he was crazy. I mean,
unfortunately didn't play that many games.
Yeah, but he was the best player I think I have seen. I mean, Zidane. I mean, looks, makes things look so simple, but he's got amazing.
He just stepped down from Real Madrid also, I think yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, goalkeeper you want to pick?
Goalkeeper.
Come on, Alisson, that goal against West Brom.
Yeah. Alisson. He's good. He's good.
So yeah, I think we're done. Is there any upcoming project you have or anything that you would like to shout out to the viewers?
Just waiting for this lockdown to slow down. There's a few projects that I don't want to just disclose now, but okay. Yeah, it's of course I'm very much active and involved with the FC Bangalore United because it's a unfinished job there, and we are very much looking to qualify. That is our immediate goal, and we are very much working towards it. That's 1. And 2, because I'm very much involved with the youth programs in Manipur, like in my own personal capacity.
Where are you based right now? Are you in Manipur or Bangalore?
I'm in Delhi now.
What are you doing here?
Because I think 3 places I hop around is like Manipur is where I come from, so my parents are there. My wife work is based out of Delhi, and all her setups are here. So it's my second home here, and the third home is Bangalore. So I hope around within this.
Europe is finally opening up football. Hopefully, it can happen for us as well.
Yeah, I think I hope so that things open up soon and things get better. So I think a lot of youth projects are coming up, and even some interesting projects which I'm very much collaborating with few other people. I'm just waiting things to open up, and
so everyone keep an eye on Bengaluru United. They're on the rise.
Please do support us. I think it's very important, and also been in the game for so many years. I think Bangalore is also one club, not because I'm part of it, but I think it will be good for Indian football as well, because the Bangalore, the owner, the club, the board, they are very much here to be part of this developing the Indian football, and so I personally really want them to be part of the I-League, but that's our immediate target. And
it'll happen.
Yeah.
But also, the club you ended your career with, Neroka, they were almost relegated, right? So either you get promoted or they get relegated. How do you think it'll be, coaching a team against them if you're in the same division?
That's too far to talk about now, because
but it's obviously a very close thing,
I just wish, I don't know, I was just talking to a couple of people there as well, because they are trying, and I think they had the support from all the clubs as well, because it was very unusual situation or the circumstances. The I-League was played, the recently concluded the I-League, because of bio bubbles and everything, and people didn't have that much of time to prepare and all the stuff. So there are a lot of points where I think the clubs is trying to argue with the AIFF, at least to relax, the rules.
Personally, how will it be an emotional moment for you, like a club you've played for, when you're in the dugout against them, or it's just business?
I'm not sure that I have to tell you probably next time when I I meet them. But it will be more like a professional, because we are there to do a job. But of course, not just because Neroka was the last club that I played, but it's from Manipur, and I come from Manipur as well, and I'm always I wanted to support, because so many talent and players are there, and they need clubs there, because that's a platform for them to. And that's a stepping stone, so I think it's important, and I would love to see Neroka being part of the I-League with along with Trau, because it gives them the pathway for the younger players, talent. So that's it.
So I think we're done here. That's the end of episode 5 of Unplugged. Thank you so much for joining. It was great talking. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Okay, cool then.